Yeah, rightio, off you go.
Good, okay. My name's Angelina, Alle, for those who I haven't met before. I think about a month ago, I participated in the road trip to End Poverty, which was run by the Oak Tree Foundation, which you guys are already involved in. Just a brief overview, they're a completely youth-run organisation from the ages of 16 to 26. I think in Australia there's about 100,000 of them on the national team, I know of at least. And they do a lot of work, especially in neighbouring countries like Papua New Guinea, Cambodia, Timor, places like that, trying to eradicate extreme poverty. This is the third road trip that they've done. The first one was in 2007, the second in 2010, and then the third one just a month ago. It was 16 different routes from all around Australia, from every state and territory. And we all met in Canberra on the Thursday. It was a week-long road trip on the Thursday, and we just tried to campaign for this poverty movement, which on the Thursday, which is when the movement began, I think over 20 national and international organisations joined the movement and tried to raise the petition numbers, which is what the whole idea was about, to talk to the members of Parliament. I heard about this road trip when I went on my exchange to one of the exchanges there in France, and this was a very long process. It took a very long time. It was very complicated because I didn't have an Australian phone number for people to contact me about, so they were always calling my mum, and my mum was always calling me, and then it was very, very complicated. But yeah, so our goal was to go around and campaign and street campaign and door knock, which was really, really terrifying at the beginning, and talk to people and ask them to sign our petition, which was just to add their voice to the movement, to say that for the Millennium Development Goals, the government had promised to move the poverty aid, the foreign aid, to 0.5 by 2015 and 0.7 by 2020, which they pushed back already to 2016 for the 0.5, and the 0.7 they're not even talking about anymore. So we're just trying to make the government, we still are trying to make the government just commit to their promise. So that was it pretty much. This was okay, this here, this was done online. It was very technological. So for the older people that we talked to, no offense to any of you, they were very not scared, but they didn't trust in the system. When they did it in 2010, it was all you know, write your name down, give us your postcode and your email address, but the problem was when they went to upload it at the end of the day, they couldn't read half the handwriting. So this year it was done all online. We did a lot of public media stunts, trying to get people aware, which was the whole main idea for the first half of the trip. This was my group. For the Queensland Bus Strip, there were 57 of us, which was a lot less than they wanted, but it was really fun. So this is my group leader. We're all from, they're all from the Gold Coast of Brisbane. This was the places that we stayed at. We all stayed in places that were just given to us for the night because of our cause, what we were doing. This was the first place we stayed at in Brisbane. It's a church. It's really uncomfortable, and there's one toilet, and it was a lot of fun. And this is the type of places we stayed at for the whole week, but it was something like, it was incredible to be surrounded by so many people, and they're all passionate about the same thing. It was really amazing. We also went to Bribie Island, and we did chalking the whole way along the esplanade. It looked amazing, and then as soon as we finished, it poured torrential rain, and it all went away, which was really, really sad. But you know, a few people saw it, and a few people signed the petition just by seeing the chalking on the esplanade that we did. So that was really great. So this was us in Canberra on the Thursday. This is everyone from around Australia. It's about 1,000 young people, me included as an ambassador, just petitioning and just adding our voice to the movement, you know, saying we want, you know, this to happen, we want 0.5 by 2015, we want 0.7 by 2020, you know, listen to us. All of the yellow kind of little circles you can see, they are all the names of the electorates that we had interviews with in Parliament that day. We had 150 interviews, and 30 of them were from Queensland. So personally, I interviewed Stuart Robert, who is my electorate. it was an interesting interview because one, he's a liberal. So it was a very it was a challenging interview to try and get him on board with what we were trying to achieve. He didn't sign our petition because, you know, he's involved a lot in defence and stuff, and this isn't really his area, and with the whole Parliament changing of the Parliament movie this year, it was a bit up in the air, but he was very supportive, and he said, you know, if we did something on the Gold Coast that was very powerful, if I organised something with these two girls who are also in his electorate, then he would come and join us. So he was very supportive, but he didn't sign our movement. I also interviewed Janelle Saffin, who was a Labour Party member, and she signed our petition straight away. Kevin Rudd also signed it. We had an interview with him. He supported Oak Tree and the extreme poverty movement for a long time. So that was a really big win for us that day. This was kind of the media stunts we did. This here was in Sydney. We also did it in Port Macquarie, I think. It was a silent media stunt, so we all sat down on the ground, and my group leader, she's a singer, and she went around and sang Revolution by John Butler, I think, and we sat there, and there were other people who kind of went up to the people on the street, and they would offer their hands like this. They weren't allowed to talk to them, and they would kind of prompt them over to help us. And then the idea was they would show them you have to pick them up, because the whole idea of Oak Tree is giving a hand up, not a handout. So that's what we were trying to visually show to the public, which was, in Port Macquarie it wasn't very successful because it was like 7 AM and no one was around. But in Sydney it was a lot better. So this is the girl that came and picked me up, and then after she picked me up off the ground, I was allowed to talk to her, and I talked to her about the campaign, the petition, what we've been doing, and she signed our petition. So that was very successful. This is what we did in Sydney. I think Channel 7 or Channel 9 covered that. We let all these balloons go, and we did a lot of photos, and we screamed and we jumped and we, you know, shouted, and you know, we got a lot of attention. So that was very fun. So okay, so this leads on to the Live Below the Line, which is something that kind of follows the road trip that I did. Live Below the Line is something that I know that Hope Island Rotary Club is already involved in and has participated in. So I'm doing it this year, and I'm part of the Live Below the Line team on the Gold Coast. So it's our job to go around and create awareness, and I talk at my uni and I show them videos and I try and make them cry and sympathise, and it worked once. And so I do that, and I do it with about 5 other girls, and that's kind of our role now that the road trip is over. This is how we keep going. So I have a video to show you, which Jim's going to kindly show up. This happened last year. It was a scholarship given to one of the boys, to a family actually, in Cambodia, and the money in the scholarship that went to him was due to the Live Below the Line campaign from last year. I cried when I first saw this, but you don't feel free to cry.
Hang on. So we need to see we want to do this.